So the reason why I'm involved in computer science, when I was really young, when I was 5, my mom brought home a TI old, an old computer. Or she got me a TI 9948, a little Texas Instrument computer. And it was all in the text, no GUIs and nothing like that. Yep. And there was this Pirates Adventure game. It was like a role-playing game, but it was completely text. Yep. And I was just so fascinated by it. I don't know why, but I was so fascinated with it. But I couldn't really read. So I always had people like, read it to me, what do I do next? And I love the interaction with it, like trying to figure out the puzzle. And I would say, look in the refrigerator, and like, no, there's no refrigerator here. You're somewhere, like you're on an island or something, whatever the actual game was. And so that really, I got really interested with that. And then there were a lot of educational games with it, like for mathematics, and that's when I really learned that I really like math and really got involved with computers. And then as I got older, my mom one day brought home an old IBM. I don't even remember how slow it was. It just you turned it on, and it took like 5 minutes to boot up. Yeah. And then just playing around with DOS for whatever. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I'm an only child. This was my idea of entertainment, just trying to I'm keeping myself occupied and out of trouble. Yeah. And then as Nintendo got introduced, and I started moving to video games, like the Final Fantasy series. I really got interested.
There's like Final Fantasy coming out too.
Right. Yeah. 12. Yep. So my dog's name was Cecil from Final Fantasy 2. But I really like those role-playing games and walking through and trying different combinations. You see how this is leading up to a testing back, my testing role. And so, and then when I got into high school, my school didn't offer a computer science course. And I went to an all-girls school, and the boys' school across the street, they had one. I tried everything to get into it, but I just couldn't get into it. Just because of timing issues, and I thought, like scheduling issues, and I thought maybe I wanted to be a commercial airline pilot. I'm tall enough to fly commercially. Okay. So, and then I thought, no, I don't want to be a taxi cab driver in the sky, and it was always like, by default, I would do something in computer science. Right. Although I didn't know if I wanted to really have a desk job. So I think the biggest thing was being exposed early to this new technology, and that there were games that I was interested in. Like, I try not to go off on the Lara Croft movies, but it so annoys me. Why would that appeal to me? It doesn't. All right, if that's the only video game, if that's what we're marketing for, as you know, for computers and that type of software, or Barbie, God help me. I mean, that's not appealing. But like the Final Fantasy games that you can walk through and you can try to solve different problems, and there's a storyline. I think I liked it because of the storyline and like the choose your own adventure. It was that kind of model. And I think there really is an audience, and they just haven't tapped into it yet. And according to one of my professors back at Mississippi State, she said that back in the 60s, that in computer science, it was 50-50, men and women. Yeah. And over the years, it's dropped.
The person who found the first bug was a woman, right?
Was it the Grace Hopper?
Grace Hopper, yes. Yeah.
So then she said that it's dwindled off, and I think one of the things is that it's just been, the market has been targeted towards guys or boys with the video game, or who would be interested in Nintendo. And
so you think it's because of the games aimed at kids that it affects entire careers, what people choose to get into?
Well, when you get into high school, you're kind of forced at an earlier age than a lot of cultures to decide what you want to be when you grow up. Yeah. And I don't think, I'm not quite sure why, if it's like people are intimidated or they don't think it applies to them, or now with the internet, maybe it's changing, maybe the culture is changing because everyone can do something on the net, and maybe that's starting to bring women back